Jesus goes to a cross and dies. He's buried in the ground. He resurrects from death, breaking the power of death and hell. You can read all this in the Bible if you want. And then in the beginning of Acts, he actually ascends. Now I want you to think with me just a second. Take the 12 apostles, and there was like a group of what seems to be 72, and then maybe another group of 500 disciples, both men and women, around those 12 apostles. One of the apostles is Judas. He kills himself. Okay, gone. Now there's 11. 11 apostles had the same assumptions, had the same expectations, they had the same beliefs, and they had the same disappointment. But somehow those early Christians, when you read the back half of the Gospels after Jesus is resurrected, somehow those apostles pressed through their disappointment, they pressed through their frustration, they pressed through their daft expectations and assumptions. And there's something powerful that happened. They recognized that the kingdom wasn't going to be the kingdom they hoped for. They weren't going to be wealthy, respected men and women. In fact, most of them were going to be actually killed for their faith. But here's what happened when that group of New Testament believers chose to press through the fires of disappointment, chose to stop yelling, crucify him, chose to stop turning on Yahweh God, but instead traded their assumptions, traded their expectations, traded their hurts, traded their disappointments, and chose to trust King Jesus. All of a sudden, the cauldron of all this that had been going on inside of them began to work. And suddenly what emerged from the fires of this disappointment was a group of men and women who were so full of the Spirit of God and the presence of God that something happened that the world has never seen before and is still experiencing, that the kingdom of God, the gospel, erupted from this little Jerusalem and went all the way to the known epicenter of the world, Rome. And it's still echoing now. There has never been a movement like the Christian movement. There has never been life transformation like that happens in the Christian movement. There is no resurrected God in any other faith like there is in Christianity. This is the movement. But here's the invitation, church. If you don't pass through your own fires of disappointment and misplaced assumptions and expectations and confront your own disappointment with the King and deal with it and recognize in your own heart you've yelled, crucify him, and surrender it all to him, begin to trust the servant King, you will not experience the resurrection power of King Jesus.